let's head into part 2, or day 2, I guess I should say, and we'll give you updates on some things that we started yesterday and what the vet said about Jerry, number 18. I found out later in the day his name was Jerry. I didn't know that. But here we go. So, more excitement today with the Gilmores on the farm. For our pigs in a blanket from yesterday, we went ahead and wrapped them and refrigerated them on a cookie sheet overnight and then baked them this morning at 350 degrees until they were good and brown. They were delicious. We're headed to the barn to help Carson. He called. He can't get this calf in at the vet. It's coming to check in just a little while. So while we're up here helping Carson get cows in, I'm gonna run them through the lot to try to select out the ones that we need to stay in, or at least a group of them to where we can get to this calf. But I figure if we're running some of them through the lot, I'll be able to get them sprayed for flies while they're here. And hopefully that'll make them feel better and happier. So Carson's about to catch feed, which means he has to get a tractor out and get feed out of that silo into a small container that he dips his buckets out of. Bucket. Ooh, it's sloppy up here. We've gotten a lot of rain. Carson has been going to the barn with my father-in-law since he was old enough to walk, so he has caught feed a million times, and he is very particular about every little detail, as you can see by him wrapping the wire through the gate and making sure it's not tangled. So he plugs it into the motor that pulls the feed from the silo and into the bucket, and he levels it out as it's going so it doesn't overflow in one spot. He can tell that the feed is slowing down and how fast it's coming out, so he hops down, and usually he can take the little sledgehammer that they keep by the silo and beat it in case there's a clog or a little piece of wet feed that's slowing things down. So you can hear him banging on the silo now, But then he realizes there's more to the story than just beating past a little issue. He always amazes me how much he's picked up in farm education along the way, even for such a young boy. He's 13 and a half.
Are we running low on feed? It's stuck.
But he's persistent and wants to learn, which I think is the most important part of it all. He loves what he does. His dad and his pa always told him from a very young age that a man always carries a knife, and he has carried a knife since he was very, very young. He was taught safety, and I've been very proud of him over the years. But any good farmer's got to have tools to take care of the problem when one arises, so here he is working on it. He's diagnosed the issue, which is clogged up feed that's slowing down the hopper from sending feed up there.
You're getting
That's
there.
turned.
See if you can stab it some more. You're getting it though.
Some.
Use that piece of rebar. Well, I guess it's too long to reach up in there.
He is not scared to get down and dirty and handle business, which makes doing his laundry really exciting most days. This day he came home covered in dirt, mud, and I don't even want to know what else. He had me helping him turning the feed hopper on and off so where he could get the chunks out of it. But he finally got it, and things started flowing again as they should. I was really proud of him. Once the feed container is full, he puts the cover back over the motor to protect it from the weather and straps the bungee cord back over it to hold it in place. He's bringing the container back into the barn and putting it in place, then he can dip his feed buckets from there. Just like every other little boy, so he used chicken fences on his four-wheeler as an excuse to get out there and play in the mud a little bit on his four-wheeler. Now that we have feed buckets full, it's time to go do the next part of this project. Carson is getting me out into the pasture on the side-by-side, and I'm going to drop him off at the gate that the cows need to go in, and I'm going to go to the other end of the pasture and get the cows to follow me. Keep in mind, I'm just a mom trying to help her son with his farming projects. I did not grow up on a farm. I was raised more as a city girl, And I've lived on this farm for about 10 years with my husband and our kids. However, my father-in-law always did these things, so I am not a pro by any means. Oh, if only I could call cows like Paul did. Get back closer to the side by side because they're going to come running when they decide to. And I'm not as brave as Carson is around these cows. As you can see, their feeder is off to the right of the screen, and so it took us a few minutes to trick them into coming through the narrow gate. And because of the mud and the gates needed to be repaired, we couldn't get it all the way open to make it easier. So it took us quite a few minutes to get this under control, but eventually we got most of the heifers in. Whenever we get enough dry weather, Carson puts the blade on his tractor and smooths all that muddy mess out and gets it all nice and level again, but we just need dry enough weather for him to be able to do that. Okay, Carson and I were able to get a lot of the moms in there, but then here's a bunch of the calves. One of the ones we need is in that next lot, which is okay. And then the main one that we called about is laying right down there along the fence line. He didn't get up, which makes me wonder how bad he's hurting.
Oh, Carson, this will wash some of the blood off.
Oh my gosh, son, that's disgusting. While we're waiting on the vet to arrive, we ran back to the house to wash off a little bit and grab Ella. Is this mother-son bonding time? You washing the cow poop off my boots after I help you at the barn? My little shotgun rider and I are headed to the barn to meet the vet. Carson's coming behind us on the four-wheeler in case we have to drive people out to the field to chase this calf we couldn't get in the lot. Dr. Kate asked who wanted to give the calf an injection, and Ella immediately spoke up.
You're gonna kind of pull and make a tent and go all the way in. Like keep your tent out and go all the way in. Then you're gonna push it all in, okay? Yep, you can.
Dr. Kate said the calf had the beginnings of foot rot, so we're giving him a little bit of medicine and using a topical ointment on it to help him feel better.
Take it over if you need. I don't want you to stab yourself. It's okay.
You want to push it in?
Yeah, so that
Step back, Ella, for a second.
We're
Let's
gonna squeeze. Is this how you
watch your head.
So that way she don't move on you. He don't move on you a whole lot.
Ella did a fantastic job considering this is something she's never done before.
Right there? Yep, right in there. Push in. Push in hard. Yeah, right there. Give it. Gonna kind of maybe jump a little bit. It's thick stuff. Alright, now we gotta go to a new spot. Okay? We're gonna pull and pinch. When you pull it out, kind of pinch it a little bit, it helps close it.
Don't
Now-
squeeze the medicine out, babe.
Yeah. Now you're gonna go to the other one. Right there. Make you another tent. Push all the way in. Push, push, push. It gets hard, don't it, after the first stick? Perfect. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Good job.
I also want to say a huge thank you to Crooked Creek Veterinary Clinic. They're in Pelahatchie. If you're in this area, highly recommend them. They've had to do 2 farm calls for our calves so far in this past month. And we also helped a neighbor with a situation the other night with a horse. And they were actually called as an emergency visit to come out here. And I can't speak highly enough of them and their staff. They've done a great job and we've been happy with their services that we've needed all of a sudden this month. A lot of... And a huge thank you to Dr. Kate for being so sweet and showing Ella how to do the shot for Jerry today. Scott and I are headed to the barn. The vet came out today and the calf that we've been working on, Lucky, is somewhat better, but she gave us another shot, actually 2, to give Lucky to try to help make his leg better. Lucky feels much better here than he has in the last couple of months. The next options per the vet are to do a lot more testing, a procedure, and that would cost a lot of money. And the other option is to remove him from the farm. So we kind of have a deadline in place to give him a chance for these last 2 injections to work, and we'll go from there. We really hope he gets better and can stay with us a lot longer, but we also do not want him to continue to suffer at all. So with him feeling much spunkier, we decided we would need to run him through the chute and put him in the head gate to do the injection safely for all of us. it being so easy last time. All the other times we had to do this.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Come on. Just real quick. Come on, buddy. One more step. That's all you need. Just get your ears in there. You think I got food? She thinks we have food. But she's not a fan. Neither is he. Hey, buddy. You still mad at me? Huh? Okay, well, I've had enough fun for a couple of days. It's time to wrap this up, and I'm really hoping that tomorrow is less exciting and less things that come up all of a sudden. I just really want to bake some cinnamon rolls and do some other things and try some other new recipes, but things keep happening and that doesn't happen. So anyway, it's fine, it's life, whatever. And these puppies are wound up tight late in the night. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.